Esports coverage of Tier 2 Round 3 here in China, in Shanghai. Again, round number 3 for the ISRL Esports Tier 2. Coming off of last week in Australia, had a very, very interesting race. A lot of strategy um, involved in that one as I'm joined by Fly By Night here in the commentary box.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, just give us a few things to look forward to heading into this round 3 race.
So we, since last week, we have had a little bit of some driver movements. Cotton Eye Joe moving up to Tier 1, and then some new drivers stepping in to cover for the seats filled in by inactive or otherwise not their drivers. So we do have quite a new couple of fresh faces on the grid today. Sir Kelvin Loic, whom he's technically a reserve driver for today, but he should be joining the league full time, hopefully. And a couple of reserve drivers like Astunic or Mushroom, who are back in today. So big grid of 18 drivers. I'd say about 14 to 15 of them are regular tier 2s. And a couple of reserve drivers on there. So it's going to be interesting, I would say, just to see the pace of these new guys. A lot of them we've never raced with before. We're not 100% sure how quick they are. So seeing if either they can compete or if they blow everyone else away, it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye out for that. As actually Scar Logan joins a little bit late there. He's hopefully going to get put in the appropriate Renault seat. And yeah, I'd say the main thing we got to look out for, other than obviously driver speed, is how well they can use their tires. Practicing, for me at least on this track, I've noticed a lot of tire degradation. The softs that we see a lot of drivers on right now wear out in no more than 5 or 6 laps. Yeah, and the 3 of those laps are the usable laps. Like
exactly.
After that, you're kind of limping home. So. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on that on tire strategies. I'm actually kind of surprised to see so many cars on the softs out right now. But that's what I'm keeping an eye on for sure. Just driver pace and tire strategies.
Yeah, and you even see over here last week's race winner, LAS Chris Can, going out on his first lap. He's on his out lap right now, but starting his first timed lap on the hard tire, which is you don't see that too often.
No, it is a good idea though, because I know a couple of drivers who do that. They set just a banker lap, get a feel of the car on those hard tires, and then they go out and they do their actual qualifying lap on the mediums. So it might not be a bad idea to go out on those hards, because you're not actually going to be setting a oh my god, I'm loading the live stream in the background. That's not good. You're not going to be doing your flying lap on those hard tires, so it's not a bad idea.
Taking a look now at LASF, couldn't quite catch it. Is he one of the newer ones? I don't quite remember seeing his name before. But
if it's Loic, he's one of Romain's friend, who's one of our regular drivers. He's filling in for actually another driver called Loic, who hasn't really been there so far this season. So the hopes are for next week is to have this Loic in the Racing Point seat permanently. Both of those guys race, obviously, as you can see from their gamer tags, in their own league together. So they're going to be a little bit of teammate chemistry already going on. Yellow flagging sector 3.
Oh, wow. Speak of the devil. We're just talking about him. Loic's off in the Racing Point. Can't quite tell what turn that is. I think that's going on to the back stretch.
Yeah, that's right before the back stretch, yeah.
And I've mentioned this a lot. This corner, it may look easy from the outside, but if you get on the throttle too early, you're hitting that curb on the outside and just completely ruining your lap.
It can be absolutely one of the trickiest corners on the track. You can get caught up on that outside curb, or you can get too low on the inside and the rear end steps out, and it's never a fun time to be stuck in that position.
Never. And Chris Can crosses the line, sets the first provisional time. Can't quite see. 1:33.9 looks like. Yeah.
So a decent time. I know a lot of guys were in Tier 1. They were talking about setting their lap times in the low 1:33s on mediums. But he is on hards, so that's actually quite a good time for him.
So you got another yellow flag. Trying to see what happened. Maybe just letting somebody go. We're going to quickly get right back over to Fallen Monkeys, who's coming. Oh, McLaren's got to get out of the way. I don't know. That one definitely, yep, as you can see, that for sure compromised Fallen Monkeys' lap. And at the time, wow, 4
Yeah,
seconds
I did not
off
catch that, unfortunately.
It was one of the McLarens that looks like it was going to be Morgan, because he just came into the pits. He and Morgan had a really close call. Fallen Monkeys coming around to the final corner to complete his lap. McLaren didn't get out of the way. Might have to take another look at that later.
Yeah, I mean, you do something like that in qualifying, and you might end up with a 5-second time penalty at the end of your race. So you always gotta be careful. You gotta be aware on track, because you never know if someone's on a hot lap coming right behind you, full steam. You should know, because you do have a mini map, but no, unfortunately, not every driver does.
Yeah, and you saw that happen in the real life Austrian Grand Prix. The can't remember either Q1 or Q2. You had both the Williams right on that final back stretch as Kvyat was coming around to take a lap, and it could have been ugly. So you always have to be very, very alert. As I
Absolutely.
think Stunek just set his lap time. It's about two and a half off the leader, who is ISRL Vito. Here comes Mushroom now, looking to... Oh, no, he's going to dive into the pits. So I'd go ahead and say that's a pair of soft tires wasted. Didn't settle out, just went around and came back into the pits. Or unless you could prove me wrong, I don't see how he'd go out on
some
those.
drivers like to go and get a feel.
Yeah.
Or it is possible that he might have discarded his lap or very early on and just decided to get the rest of the lap in as a feeler. It's never good to waste a set of tires. You never know when you're going to need them, especially with 10 minutes. Well, more of 11 minutes left in qualifying right now. But sometimes it is a little bit more helpful to get just a feel of that car. If you get a feel of the track, how sticky it is.
Oh wow, we got a Renault off in the first corner, Mr. Kuehl X. Believe that's the first turn. Couldn't quite see what happened. We're gonna.
Yep, that does look like turn 1, turn 2 there. Probably went a little bit too deep on the entry, which it's very easy to do. It's a hard corner to judge sometimes.
Got LAS F1 Romain coming around to set his first timed lap on the medium tire. Gonna ride on board with him as he finishes up this lap. Good exit there. It's gonna be, wow, second place, but ISRL
good
Vito
lap
still,
from Romain.
Yeah, very good, but Vito still 7/10 up. Let me see what tire. Wow, actually that was a very impressive lap on the medium tire. So we got I think this yellow flag might be for Romain. And this is a guy who we're going to be wanting to watch today. Chilmo in the Ferrari just hasn't had the luck fall for him yet this season.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he was involved in a first lap collision last weekend and could never really recover from it.
I believe so. He was, I think he finished 2 laps down or something like that. Very unlucky in Canada as well. He got disqualified for too many track infringements, which, I mean, at a certain point, that's kind of on the driver's fault. Canada is kind of a hard track to get disqualified just from cutting corners on too much. But a very unfortunate start of the season for him, I got to say.
Yep, as he rounds the final corner, again, not the best lap. 134. Let's see what tire. He was on the medium, so see what he could do with that.
Yeah, he definitely I think needs to put a little bit more practice in, and he can be very, very quick if he wants to. He definitely has the potential to do that, but if if you're not putting in the time every week, trying to get to know the circuit, then you're gonna struggle on race day. It's inevitable.
Oh, look at this. We got teammates giving the toe to each other. Look, Roman was giving a little bit of a toe on the back straight to Loic.
Oh, very smart, yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman's on his in-lap too, so excellent teamwork from those two. Not something we see quite often, especially in Tier 2, where drivers tend to change a little bit every week. So very, very good move from those two.
You wouldn't happen to think that they kind of talked about that before the session happened. It worked out as he goes up to second.
Very nice, yeah. And we got Vito on pole. Vito, driver of the week in our first week.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do this week?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Can't quite remember. I think he started mid-pack in Australia and I think fell back early and gained a lot of positions. He started in 8th, finished in 8th, but I'm pretty sure he got knocked down to either 14th or 15th and made his way back up into the points.
He did get involved in a... he was involved in that Turn 1 incident where I believe it was one of the Haas's tried to cover a move on the inside. Someone reacted behind them, and it was just kind of a domino effect into Vito, and he didn't really have anywhere to go, unfortunately.
See Mushroom coming around, and wow, what a lap. 132.3.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Mushroom, also one of our unlucky drivers so far this year, wouldn't you say?
No kidding.
He filled in for Tier 2 twice, I believe now, last week, including this time last week. Unfortunate DNF. He has finished in the points in Tier 1, though, so good season for him in our other tier. See a lot of yellow flags out there. Is anything happening?
Yeah, I was I was looking at one of the McLarens. It was Morgan. Couldn't quite tell if he was on a timed lap, but the Toro Rosso of Bigu was very much in his way, and I think Bigu is now starting his timed lap. But a lot of seen twice now, and maybe we've missed some more of drivers getting in the way of cars on a hot lap.
And we're definitely going to have to maybe send a message in there, tell those guys to look behind them. It's not that hard to do. You just got to look at your mini-map, and if there's anybody behind you, you say it out in game chat. You say, hey, are you on a hot lap? And if they don't answer, or if they do answer, you get out of the way anyways. And there's no point in trying to ruin a driver's lap just to get a couple extra seconds, especially if you're on an out lap or an in lap.
I mean, you want to concentrate hard when you're doing these qualifying laps, but you don't want to do it too much so that you don't pay attention to your surroundings, and that
exactly
all that hard work could be stripped away from you. As we take a look at Fallen Monkeys, think he's coming around to set a time, looking to improve. Only 13th in the Red Bull as he comes around the final corner. Where is he going to be put? Only improves to 10th.
Does beat his teammate, though,
yes.
Who is on an out lap. Actually, he's starting his lap right now if you want to ride on board with Alex Joe. I don't think the Red Bulls have planned this, but they are in the perfect position to give each other a tow on that back straight.
Yeah, they are.
Monkeys is right ahead of him on track, and by the time Alex Joe catches up to him, it should be about the back straight. So
my goodness, you got a yellow flag in every single sector. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Oh, we have McLaren in the wall in the final corner, and actually there's a Ferrari there that's stranded as well.
Wow.
I don't know what happened there.
Was that V2? It was.
Yeah,
hopefully,
and
and they both
not sure what
pits.
happened there. Looks like there was contact between the two of them because they both have damaged wings.
Luckily for Vito, he is safely in the top 3 as of now with 4 minutes left to go. As we follow Fallen Monkeys around that final turn before the backstretch. Got to get a good exit here, especially in the race if you want to get a good slipstream. But Mushroom still with the time to beat of a 132.3. That's got to be a big confidence booster. As Alex is retired.
Yeah, I sent it right into the wall. I was on board with him, and he was warming up his tires and just lost the rear end.
No. He pulled a Grosjean at
essentially,
at
yeah.
Wow. Hopefully, the memes won't be out too soon. As we think Vigo's coming around to set a time. He's all the way down in 16th, so definitely looking to improve and I think for sure he is. Oh, well, nope, dives back into the pits. And I don't think Cruz is in the Alfa Romeo, as we ride on board with him, has set a clean lap, because he is 5.5 seconds off the lead and almost 2.5 seconds off Bigu, who is the next car in front of him.
Yeah, he is on a lap right now though, so it'll be very interesting to see where he gets up. He's about at 117 going into that final hairpin. Should definitely improve his time, provided there's no big mistakes between now and the finish line.
Looks like he's going to be good. Get this last corner down. He does.
That's a much better lap from him for sure.
Yep.
And yeah, up into 12th.
Thought it'd be a little bit better, but 12th looks a lot better than 17th.
It was on mediums.
Yes.
It was on mediums, and currently only the Renault in 8th out of the top 10 has set a lap on the anything but the softs, I believe, or at least at the very least the drivers who are out right now are out on the softs.
So the only driver, go ahead. And wow, I was just about to say the only driver yet to set a time is Sir Kelvin in the McLaren, but he retired. So, and again, look at the racing points. Lloyd giving
with another split stream.
Yeah, another. Yeah. They had to have talked. There's no way that they just happened to be at the exact same spot twice. So good teamwork
yeah, it would definitely not surprise me if they're actually sitting in a party right now, talking to each other. As I mentioned before, they do race together.
Wow, what a lap!
In another league, so yeah, very nice lap there from Rome.
Top
so
three.
Returning the favor.
Yeah, top 3 all separated by less than a second. That's incredible.
Yeah, and yeah, look at that, all the way to the. You have to go all the way to 9th place to get more than a second gap in those top qualifiers. Yeah, very, very close qualifying so far.
Very great fun to watch too. Is building up some excitement for the race that will start in just about 4 to 5 minutes, as we are now under a minute remaining in qualifying, riding following Lorenzo. And see, there it is, getting on that curb. And that big right-hander, and now he's on the grass, and his lap is essentially ruined, which is unfortunate for him. Looks like he will start no better than 9th.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Lorenzo. He does have a lot of race pace. He did finish on the podium, I believe, in our first race. And he is, if I'm I might be wrong here, but I believe he's in 2nd in our championship. So definitely some good pace from him. Is going to be very interesting to see if he can keep it up, or at least step it up in the race.
Actually, you're kind of right. Chris Can and Lorenzo Scarfo both have 26 points. For some reason.
Oh, he's tied for first, yeah.
We just decided to put Lorenzo Scarfo as the number 2. But yeah.
Actually, there is a reason for that, and my computer won't let me open our Excel spreadsheet with our standings here. It's because Chris Can has a win, whereas Lorenzo doesn't.
Gotcha. See, Mr. Kuehl X looking to set, as qualifying is now over, so all the cars, and wow, what a lap from Mr. Kuehl as he goes on to pole with no time remaining. But however, there are still a lot of cars trying to set a lap. Here comes Mushroom. He will take that spot away from him.
Yeah. Mushroom with a great lap.
My goodness. So the times are coming in fast now. Trying to see, okay, Fallen Monkeys is going to be the next to cross the line. Where's he going to put him? Could we possibly have another change in pole? No. He does move up to 9th, however. So, Cruz is now coming up to the line in the Alfa Romeo. What's his time going to be? Currently 13th. He is now 13th. Stays right there. Now, is Stunek in the Williams? Can he improve? Yes, very well done. Up to 12th. See who else.
I do believe Vito is on a hot lap coming down the back straight right now. And he's 0.3 down on his best time, so he's definitely improving.
And Vito, he just retired. I think, wow.
Might have ran out of fuel or something, because he was up on his time. That's very weird.
I think the only one we've got left is Catastrophic. As look at him now, the number 97. He's just going to dip into the pits. So, oh no, LAS F1 Loic. He's going too slow to be setting So I
Yeah,
think
he must be on his end lap.
so. I think that's
So yeah,
gonna be it. Mushroom with pole snagging it away from Mr. Kuehl, who snagged it away. Who did he snag it? Was Loic
I
on pole? I know he took it away from someone.
he took it away from Mushroom, who took it right
They
back, I
swapped.
believe. Yeah.
They swapped. So Mr. Kuehl had his glory for about 10 seconds before Mushroom came right back and took it away. Now, not sure what's going on here. Oh, okay. Fallen Monkeys is still driving, even though the session has. Even though he's. Nick, help me. Okay, well there we go.
I believe he finished his lap, but he got on the autopilot, and it kind of just keeps driving you around until the last person crosses the line.
And as you can see, I think if it flashes on the Vito and Morgan through the game have been given 5-place grid penalties.
And we do remember there was contact between a Ferrari and a McLaren.
Yes.
I guess we know who it was now.
Yep.
I think it was on the hairpin.
Yeah.
And probably just wrong place, wrong time. Someone was going slow, and Vito. I believe Vito was behind him, and Vito probably just couldn't avoid him.
So yeah, Chinese Grand Prix qualifying is complete. Your pole sitter is ISRL Mushroom, front row, sharing the front row with Mr. Kuehl in the Renault. And LASF Loic and LASF Roman, the teammates, will share the second row. Now, after just watching that qualifying, who might have impressed you the most? To me, I think Mr. Kuehl on mediums, qualifying second and less than a tenth behind. That's
I have to agree. Yeah, I have to agree. He was an unknown coming into this race, and he's definitely impressed the most. We had no idea of his pace. Now we know it's very good. We'll have to see about getting him into our tier 1 if we get rid of an active driver or something else. Mediums all the way to the top. He's going to be on the better race strategy.
Yep.
Because those softs are going to drop very quickly on this track. And he's definitely in a better, even though he's starting in second, he is in a better position going into this race, and he's going to be the driver I'm keeping an eye on so far.
We're going to give a short recap of last week's race results in case you missed it as they start their formation lap. Get this through rather quickly. Chris Can took the win from Cotton Eye Joe, who is not here or is not participating in this.
He actually he was promoted to tier 1.
To tier 1. Well, good for him.
Yep.
Second place got him promoted. Finishing off the podium was Lorenzo Scarfo, Romain, LASF1 Romain. Finished 4th, Tomin in 5th in the Mercedes, Fallen Monkeys 6th, Catastrophic 7th, Vito 8th, Alex in 9th, and ISRL Mo rounded out the top 10 and the points. So, for some of these people that don't know, I'm assuming most of the people know, but just in case there aren't any that do know, what is the purpose of what's the ideal goal here on this formation lap?
Well, you're trying to get your tires up to temperature. Make sure that your engine's good, that you get a good feel of the grip on the circuit. Because although we are doing this on the back-to-back in the game, in the game's head, there's a little bit of time that passes, so the grip levels will be a little bit different. So your goal is to just make sure your engine gets up to temperature, your tires are warmed up, your brakes are warmed up, so that when you attack that first turn on lap 1, your car is not loose, it's not going to slide through understeer because you're lacking grip, it's going to stick exactly where you want it to, because that's where it matters most. Just getting there very early and getting those positions.
Whoa,
so you just want to make sure that you're ready for that.
There was a big jumble up at the front. For some reason now the Racing Point, he may have made contact, I think. I think the AI driver is now control. Well, maybe not. But coming out of the big right-hander, there was a big jumble up. I think Mushroom's
Mushroom's going way too slow there.
Yeah.
He needs to speed up because look at all those cars stacked up behind him. He's making all of those tires a lot colder because he's taking his time.
And I'm really hoping that there was no contact because there was a big, I think, spots 1 through 6 were all jumbled up. And now, of course, as you see, Loic even overtook Mushroom on the formation lap. But
now I believe the game does turn off damage for the formation lap. So worst comes to worst, I don't think it's going to affect their race too much. But if you do, like those 3 or 4 cars that are sitting on the grid right now due to contact, if you do make contact in the formation lap, you're going to get sent right back to that grid, and then you don't get to warm up your tires. So you're at a huge disadvantage going into turn 1.
You'd think as an avid player of this video game I'd know a little bit more about it, but here we are. Everyone's on the grid waiting for the lights. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, waiting, and got a little bit of a glitch.
Oh.
We're still waiting for him.
Bit of a lag there, yeah.
We're waiting. We're still waiting.
It does happen sometimes. There you go.
Off.
Now they're off.
All right, here we go. Mushroom gets a good start. So does Mr. Kuehl. Both of the racing points behind him. As the Williams of Chris Can follows, they're going side by side. The 2 racing points are. This is where it's going to get really, really dicey if you're side by side. Luckily, it looks like everyone made it through okay.
Racing points racing really clean there,
and
side by side through 1 and 2.
Mushroom went wide, but luckily he's able to maintain first for now. But Mr. Kuehl has other ideas. Look at that on the outside. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin by all 3 of the top 3.
Big moment there. Yeah, Mushroom still leading. That's good for him to still be leading after the first set of corners, because on those soft tires, his goal right now is to get that lead and get a gap and maintain it, because or else Mr. Kuehl is going to be on his rear diffuser very quickly.
Another good battle. We got the 2 Alfa Romeos. Although 13th and 14th, Cruz and Lorenzo Scarfo having a big battle at it as the Toro Rosso of, I think that was Bigo, goes wide as the Alfa Romeos
Cruz dives down the inside of Scarfo there.
Still side by side, and there's a Williams going wide. That was Estunik, and there, once again, that corner can catch you out in a heartbeat, as it looks like
we were talking about that.
And oh wow, look at this, the deck and the Williams.
Mr. Kuehl's making a move on Mushroom right now down the hairpin. And Mushroom's fighting back, but yeah, there you go. Mushroom on that soft tires. He's gonna take that lead.
Chilmo has spun out of the hairpin in the Ferrari. And he does have front wing damage.
That's a lot of damage as well. Very unfortunate for Chilmo.
Still waiting for that luck to change, and it's just not happening for him. Hopefully he can turn it around, as we've got a good 3-way battle right here for the lead of the race.
Rome's dropping a little bit further back. Not sure if it's just to give his teammate some room to breathe, or he is actually falling off pace. But the top 5 very close together right now. It's going to be a very interesting battle to watch.
And Sir, another interesting note: Sir Kelvin in the McLaren, remember did not take part in qualifying, and now started on the hard tires, and has already made up a position on Alex in the Red Bull.
Alex must have had a bad start, because I believe he was starting in 12th or something like that. So there must have been a spin there that we missed. Because very unfortunate for him to be all the way back there, as they're actually battling right now, as I'm seeing on the standings. Kuehl is 2/10 behind Mushroom going into that back straight. So do you think he's making a move?
Yeah, and there he goes down the inside. But you see, he loses that slipstream. And he's still gaining, but not by the same amount as I think Morgan in the McLaren had a problem. We're going to stay on here, though, as he goes down the inside, and we have a new leader, Mr. Kuehl X in the Renault on medium tires.
And Mushroom is definitely going to be trying to fight. He's going to be trying to fight back into turn 1. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. He can go down the inside, around the outside. Doesn't matter, because you get that switchback right after.
Yep. And I feel like a broken record saying this, but again, the 2 Alfa Romeos are side by side again. And it looks like Scar Logan, who did he just? Well, I think someone might be in the pits. Yeah, it's Chris Can, Chilmo, and Sir Kelvin. May have been a little bit of an accident there. We just missed those.
Oh, what happened there? Oh, there's Lorenzo Scarfo spun.
Oh my goodness.
Coming out of turn 3.
Took the camera off for 1 second.
So there's some wing damage on there too. I think he might have made contact with Scar Logan.
Yeah, the terrifying thing is we didn't see it, but teammates were side by side. Could it possibly?
Oh, actually, Cruz has some wing damage. They came together.
No,
they definitely came together. That's very unfortunate for them.
It was a great scrap, but sometimes when push comes to shove.
Yep. And both
Um,
of those guys are second and third in the championship.
oh, look at this move by Cruz down the inside of Tommen in the Mercedes. What a move with wing
Ooh,
damage.
beautiful, yeah.
Able to get it done. And as we see the two racing points switch positions, as ISRL Vito's coming up like a bat out of hell. He's going to go down the inside of Loic into the hairpin. Is he going to get it done? Oh, it's a great scrap right here. We're going to go on board with LAS Loic, and it looks like Vito's got the job done, and he does.
Just barely into that last corner. I had a great angle of that scrap from the. I had a backwards camera on the rear wing of Rome, watching that scrap into the hairpin. I'm definitely gonna have to upload that to our social media because that was quite intense.
We're gonna switch over back to Tommen and Scar Logan, and the Mercedes and Renault respectively. Scar Logan was able to also get past Tommen, and Tommen does have some front wing damage, so that might be hindering his progress. We're going to switch back over to Vito, as he is now gaining back on
Vito
Roman.
Looking primed to overtake both racing points in the span of a bit over a lap there. Great racing from him so far. On the softs too, they don't seem to be wearing out too quickly for him.
This is a great... We're going to actually hop on board again with Loic, as we can get a pretty good angle of this little battle. Oh, he goes very wide. He's going to get onto the grass. That's not going to help. He's going to lose a little bit of time
that's
there.
his shots at overtaking on that back straight done right there with that grass on his tires.
I think Catastrophic in the Haas also had a little bit of mix-up because he just lost 2 places to Cruz and Scar Logan. We're going to...
Big four-way battle there for 9th.
Oh, that's a very, 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 very... That could have been very bad.
Watch Mushroom. Roman just got past Mushroom at the front there, but he goes really
wide.
deep on that hairpin.
Switchback move, and Mushroom is able to keep that position for now. And as all this is happening, you can see, looks like Fallen Monkeys, the deck, and Cruz are all starting to catch this trio right here.
Now, but look at that. Scar Logan, 10 places gained already.
Yeah.
Very good start of the race for him.
And especially for him after the after the Canadian Grand Prix, was definitely in hot water with some of the drivers and the stewards, but looking very, very good right now.
Yeah, he did miss the Tier 2 race, and then joined the Tier 1 race as a reserve driver, and he did not make any friends after that. Got an incident with Fluffinutta that got him banned from Tier 1 for the season because of how egregious it was, as well as making contact with quite a few other drivers. So he's definitely on his best behavior for this Grand Prix, and it's showing. He's a very quick driver when he wants to be, and he just has to learn how to stay just a little bit cleaner and pick his moments, and he's going to be an excellent driver.
Kind of sounds like me when I first picked up the game. Anyway, back to this battle now. Look at both the racing points, the Ferrari and the Mercedes. They're going to all get DRS, and even the deck might even get DRS. Mushroom's in some trouble right now. I can't see how he would not lose at least 1 place, because the Ferrari, and there he goes, he's going to go defensive, but oh my goodness, oh, he thought better of it. Vito,
that was a smart move from Vito, because look at that now. They're both going deep.
What? That was
unfortunate for Mushroom.
Wow.
Absolutely unfortunate for Mushroom.
Right. Oh, no.
Oh my goodness, what's happening here?
What just happened? Mushroom looked like he was going to do the dive bomb of the century, but he took an awful line going into the pits and just completely messed up Vito. Luckily, he doesn't have any damage, but it did. I can't imagine what Mushroom was thinking right there. He must have, the nerves must have gotten to him, but that was not a good move.
I'm honestly, I'm at a loss for what happened. I saw him try to dive in the pits, and then all of a sudden he wasn't anymore, and just took Vito right off guard.
My goodness.
He's actually under attack from the deck now.
Yep. Got a good little scrap going here. They're both trying to catch Romain for second. Looks like Vito's gonna keep that place for now.
That's the worst part of that whole incident, is that Vito was less than a tenth or 3 or 4 tenths from Romain, and now he's a full 2.6 seconds back because of the line he had to take through that final corner. So that definitely cost Vito a lot of spots.
And we've got a new fastest lap of the race, Lorenzo Scarfo. Obviously, just got onto those soft tires. Nope, does not get that point just yet. He's going to have to make up some positions, but right now he's got that extra point.
It's very interesting strategy to go on soft tires on lap 6. Do you think he's just trying to stretch out to lap maybe 12 or so, then hop on the hards for the rest of the Grand Prix?
It's interesting to know, but another message from race control: Morgan was speeding in the pit lane, so last place, 25 seconds behind the next driver, and now speeding in the pit lane. It's not looking good.
No, he's at the very least. You have to tell him.
Oh
at
no,
least
we got a
he's
Ferrari! It's
stayed
Vito
out of the
in
way.
the wall.
Oh my goodness!
And
Did he pull just like Lewis Hamilton did in 2007?
Did just the same thing. Luckily, there's no gravel track. Well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but he was able to reverse out, and there was a Red Bull, looked like Fallen Monkeys. Luckily, they ghosted, or else that would have been a major pileup. And now Vito.
And unfortunately for Vito, he has to change that front wing. That's a lot of lost time in the pit lane.
It's just gone from bad to worse from Vito. It was looking so good until Mushroom made in my opinion, a very, very, very reckless move. I think that just kind of got him off whack. And yeah, battling for second, now down to 14th. Was in the pit lane, but lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Vito. He was looking very strong, battling for the podiums, and ever since Mushroom went by him, he's just he's been out of the zone. I believe he's far back on Mushroom already, who's actually catching up to Rome. So Mushroom didn't lose too many times. Oh, big moment from him! Oh my goodness. I was on board with Mushroom here, and he just went extremely wide, and he got a moment of snap oversteer in one of the middle corners, and he lost the spot to Chris Can out of it.
Yeah, I was just able to get the back end of that. We changed the camera. He was on the grass, so he's going to have to calm down, take a deep breath, because he's obviously a little bit rattled right now. As Stunek takes 5th away. Oh no, we got a switchback move now as Tommen in the Mercedes.
Oh my goodness.
As Stunek, was he touched, or did he just get very, very loose?
I do believe Tommen bumped into him just a little bit in that final corner, because Tommen has a lot of front wing damage now.
Just trying to cycle through the field as we see some overtakes happen. And yeah, Tommen does have some damage, or does he? Waiting,
yeah, that right, that left bit of his front wing is almost completely gone. He's gonna have to pit soon.
So if I were Stunek and Alex, I'd be very, very careful. Obviously, they don't see it, but they could probably tell in his driving that something's not quite right. I'm gonna be extra cautious.
Yeah, if I'm them, I just sit tight and I wait until that last right-hand corner before the back straight, because he's going to lose a lot of time there, and then you can it's a very easy overtake into the back straight.
Yeah, if Tommen's not careful, that right-hand turn that you were just talking about, he's going to go straight off if he's not careful.
Oh, actually, there's a McLaren backwards there. I don't know who that was.
That's Morgan. My goodness. This has not been the debut in Tier 2 that Morgan would have wanted. He's got to be careful coming back onto the, luckily ghosted.
Luckily for him, he's a lap down, so on most of the field there, so he's going to be ghosting when most people drive by him.
Regardless, very, very unsafe.
As he spins again.
Yeah.
What is going on for him?
A Stunek down the inside of Tommen for 4th, gets the job done, but another switchback try, and now Alex trying to gain back up on him, saying, you know what, I might want a little piece of this. He's going to get some DRS as Tommen goes into the pits.
Oh, Cruz hit that wall just like Vito did.
Oh, no!
And
Cruz
is out. Oh, my God.
He just ran straight into the back of Tommen. Unfortunately, I was on board with Cruz when it happened, but the camera went straight off of it as soon as that tire fell off.
Yeah, I was exact same situation for me. I think pit assist is off. It was left on by accident last race. He might have assumed that pit assist was on and just drove into the pit as fast as he could and didn't have time to stop, because that was a very, very, very weird incident right there.
Well, and thank you for reminding me, because I did not even know that it was going to be off. So, you know what? The things that you learn on from broadcasting Tier 2. So, back to the end, Cruz has just rage quit. We might want to see if we can get him in for an
I
interview if you
will.
want to work
I will
on
take
that.
care of that.
We're looking at the Williams of Chris Can trying to chase down Mushroom in the Mercedes. Chris Can's tires are about half as old as Mushroom's. Really only the good battle. The only really good battle that we've got going on. Might be a better commentator if I could actually talk. But
You have Vito approaching catastrophic as well.
I'm looking at that right now. He's going to get DRS down the back straight. As we're going to actually hop quickly back over to Chris Can and Mushroom.
Mushroom
they
with
almost
some
touched.
hard defending, yeah. Oh my goodness.
And is Mushroom going to do it again? We're going to see. Oh, he's looking. He's looking. He's looking. He's going to go for it. Whoa! Did he get it done? No. Another very, very, very treacherous move by Mushroom. Can't be making much friends out there right now.
Nope, and I think he's trying to show that he is a tier 1 driver, and he's going to take the space on the racetrack that he thinks he deserves. And bold move around the outside there. Oh my God!
Are you kidding
Mushroom
me?
Not making any friends, but not taking any
Look at this
prisoners
battle.
either.
This is a great battle right here. He's going to try and stay on the outside. Come on, camera. There we go. And he has got the move done.
Great move from Mushroom right there, staying side by side around the outside of turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, and ultimately taking that position away from Chris Can.
It looks like while we were focused on that battle, Vito in the Ferrari has gotten past Catastrophic, but Catastrophic's not done as well. Now he might be as he goes wide and loses a lot of time. But Vito's actually slowly catching up to Fallen Monkeys as well.
And yeah, it's Monkeys. He's on the older hard tires. Actually, no, their tires are the same age. So it's going to be about pace. Not to discount Fallen Monkeys' pace too much, because he did put out quite a great battle versus Rome last week.
Yep.
Where they were side by side for about half a lap. But
that's the only
I do think
sentence
Vito
you could say is side by side all the entire lap.
That was a great battle. It did make our top moment of last week's Grand Prix, and Fallen Monkey's definitely sticking his elbows out on that one.
Oh, he hits the
this is
grass.
gonna be very interesting. Oh,
that's got to be a corner cut, and it is.
absolutely, yeah. 5-second penalty for corner cutting there.
So I think he got a little bit too ambitious there. Wow, Fallen Monkeys almost did the exact same thing. So we are 11 laps into this race, and you know what? We're going to give some love to Mr. Kuehl. 19-second, almost 20-second lead after 11 laps in his debut.
And he is, we were talking about that. His pit strategy is completely different to everyone else, because he's starting on those medium tires. So you see the people that are behind him are people that also started on those medium tires, because they haven't fallen off that cliff yet like the softs would. So they're in a great position. Alisha, Astunik, Scar Logan, and Mr. Kuehl. Actually, we got a Renault 1-2 right now, which we don't see too often nowadays.
Yep.
And
especially, good for Scar Logan, though. Right now, we've got a Ferrari Vito trying to get past Fallen Monkeys, but anyway, good for Scar Logan. Obviously still going to have to pit, but that number 2 next to his name has got to look good for now.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he's happy after a couple of tough weekends to be out front like that. All he has to do is keep it clean.
We've got trouble. That Fallen Monkeys, what happened?
I didn't catch any of that.
Oh, Chris, you know what happened? Chris Can spun in the Williams, spun in front of Fallen Monkeys. He had to check up. Vito was not ready for it and slammed right into the back of the Red Bull, losing some front wing, and now Monkeys is under attack from Catastrophic, and he will lose that place as well, maybe?
Oh, goes very deep on that corner.
Yep.
That's never good. You can't do that and expect to keep their position.
But going back to that incident, it was just like an accordion effect, or like traffic on the highway. One car stops and it just creates an entire train, but unfortunately Vito was not paying enough attention. Some of his front wing is now gone.
Hopefully not too much, because he's had a very unfortunate race so far. Reminiscent of last week. Sometimes you get a couple races like that, and it's through no fault of your own most of the time, but you can't help it. You're just very unlucky sometimes, and it feels like nothing's going your way.
We're actually going to give some love to the back of the pack. We've got Lorenzo Scarfo is catching Sir Kelvin. Um, soft tires, 8 laps old though, might not be as good as 9-lap old hard tires. But
I have to admit, I'm surprised they're still on his car at 8 laps old.
8 laps, my goodness. Yeah,
I was running some practice, and after I think 5 or 6 laps, my soft tires had to be at around 60%.
oh, and there he goes.
Now,
He's off. But
yeah.
sorry for cutting in, but that happened so fast it almost startled me. But well done to keep it on the track, and now he is around.
And just as we were talking about those tires not being good anymore, he spins it, loses it on the exit of the corner. Wow, tough race for him.
Yeah, second,
no more front wing.
3rd place last weekend. Not looking good right now.
Yeah, and he had a very solid first 2 races, which is actually why he's tied for first with no wins. He had, I believe, a 5th and a 3rd, and fastest lap, and it brought him right up to the top of the standings. Definitely not going to happen this week.
No.
As he has to pit yet again. On the bright side for him, he will be able to use hards until the end of the race.
Maybe hope for a safety car.
I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, I knowing how often safety cars come out in this game, don't think it's. I don't think you can bank on that too much.
And we looking at Tom, and there's a Toro Rosso. I think it was Bigu went. Yeah, and there's the yellow flag.
A very
ghosted,
good battle for 11th right now.
But the Toro Rosso just went straight into the turn 1 wall.
Oof.
Yeah, looking at Catastrophic right now. Good battle for 11th with Fallen Monkeys and Tommen, who gets a little bit loose coming out of that turn. Now going into the long left-hander. It's night and day how well you can get around that left-hander on fresh softs versus, let's say, worn mediums. It's incredible, and I think now Scarfo, after all of that, has decided, you know what? So that's both Alfa Romeos gone. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think they are either 1 or 2 in the constructors' standings.
They are first by quite a large margin. They have 51 points, and right now Williams is in second with 26. So just looking at the live stats right now, Astunic is he's actually in the pits right now, but he's getting a solid 15 points for his team, and alias Chris Can getting a 2. So Williams definitely looking primed to catch up to the Alfa Romeos. The biggest gain that I see right now in the constructors is actually Renault. They don't have any points right now, and they're sitting at a very comfortable 1-2. Yeah. So definitely look for them to be probably in our top 5 if the standings don't change.
As still, Mr. Kuehl and Scar Logan both still staying out. They're using those medium tires very, very well. I would have thought by at least lap 11, lap 12, might want to go ahead and take a dive in, but let's see what Mr. Kuehl does here if he's going to stay out for another lap. They're really managing their tires well, both the Renaults are.
Yeah, it might also be the car. Sometimes certain cars handle certain setups a lot better, and by the looks of it, those Renaults are making great work of those mediums to the point where it would not surprise me if they could just slap another pair of mediums on and make it to about 2-3 laps to go and just put softs and maybe snag the fastest lap as well. Probably not the best strategy in terms of overall race time.
Yeah.
But it does let you go a lot faster for more laps.
And we've got Mushroom going down the inside of Romain at the hairpin. Well done, and that's another place for Mushroom. So he's making up for his mistakes, 2 clean passes in a row. He's up to 4th.
The Mushroom's very active in that hairpin. I feel like every time we've had our camera on him, it's been in that hairpin. Yep. So definitely know where to attack him. Not there.
And Scar Logan's into the pits. Put on hard tires. Let's see where he comes out in 6th. So not too bad as long as he can keep it on the road and out of trouble. He will be scoring his first points.
Really close to him. But those tires are 12 laps old. Chris Can's definitely going to have to pit again before the end of that race. So Scar Logan looking very good so far. And he's already on the back of the deck.
So this will be, hopefully, don't want to jinx this. We've got a yellow flag. It looks like Catastrophic is, well, there was a yellow flag, and I saw Catastrophic down the order. So but he was just in the pit lane.
Catastrophic was hopping in the pits yet, so not sure what that yellow flag was for. I don't see any stranded cars on track right now.
We're gonna hop
It
back
was
to
our leaders in the pits. Our leaders in the pits.
and here we go. Let's see. Well, he's 38 seconds. He will maintain first place. He's looking really, really good for a race win right now.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Not. I don't think anyone's posed a real threat to his top spot ever since the first few laps when he was fighting with Mushroom. But even then, he was on the better strategy at that point.
We've got a McLaren around and out of the race.
Yeah, there goes Morgan. Not the best weekend for him. There's no other way to put it.
It's all right. Nerves will get to you. I could say that from personal experiences, for sure. As we've got another. Astunik and Taman have been battling out the entire race. It seems like we've always got the camera on them.
Oh, wow! Big move from Taman there to go on the inside.
Very, very opportunistic, but wasn't able to get the move done. I want to take a look at Scar Logan now. Right on board with him. He is caught up to the deck. As the deck goes very, very wide, Logan gets a somewhat decent exit. I think if you want to just play it safe, wait. I mean, at least a clear opportunity comes up. Oh, it was a little bit of a mishap. Just wait until the back straight, get DRS, and pass him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This track is very hard to overtake. There was that opportunity there. We've seen people like Daniel Ricciardo make moves on Bottas in 2018 in that corner that they just passed. But generally on this track, you're going to want to wait on one of the straights because it's Uzi goes wide there. It's a tough track to get a good run up on because of the amount of high speed corners, and as we know, these cars are not the best in dirty air.
So he's got to get this. Both cars look like they get. Oh, he clips the curb. He's going to be okay. Looks like. He's going to get it done. There's no way he doesn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially with DRS there.
Already alongside now. Finally opens DRS, and it's good night to 5th place for the deck. As
he's gonna go wide, try to go over the switchback, but it's no point at this stage of the race. Scar Logan's already far ahead on much fresher tires.
And if we just jump a little bit in front, we've got a great battle. Mushroom and the 2 Racing Points. Oh, they touch a little bit. Mushroom is sticking his nose. He is not. Oh, they make contact again.
Great battle so far. That's really good for Rome.
Goodness.
Because as they're battling, look at that. Rome just gets to close up right on them.
Oh, he thought about it. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he had to slam on those brakes. I thought for sure Loic was going to hit the back of Mushroom, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, very aggressive defending from Mushroom. He is known for that.
These 3, it feels like, have been battling it out the entire race for 7, and that's an interesting line that Loic took, but somehow it looked like it worked. As
it did help that Mushroom clipped a bit of grass himself on the following corner. Yeah, very close still. This is definitely the last battle for the front that we're going to see, because Mr. Cool is too far ahead for them to do anything about it. So they're scrapping it out right now for the rest of the points, basically.
Both the Racing Points are going to get, as he said, speaking of which, that's the new fastest lap of the race. Mushroom, though, hanging in there. Whoa! What?
Excellent move from Loic.
That, I don't really know what Mushroom was trying to do. He braked so early. And if it wasn't for Loic being careful, that would have been bad. But what is it? Oh, they're around!
Oh, there goes Mushroom.
There goes Mushroom. He is out. Oh my goodness! That is the last thing that he would have ever wanted to. I don't know if you caught it.
Man. I saw, but I didn't see what happened. I'm not sure how Mushroom ended up in that position.
Mushroom had the DRS down the front straightaway trying to get past Loic. He faked to the left, went to the right to try and fake him out to overtake him. But as he went to the right, he turned too sharp, tried to steer left to correct it. Somehow, clipped the back of Loic. Somehow Loic didn't go around, but Mushroom went around, hit the wall, and his race is over, which is really disappointing because he was up for at least 10 points, at least. Now he gets
Oh
9,
yeah,
just being a
absolutely.
little bit too aggressive yet again.
Now he is a reserve driver. He's one of our tier 1 drivers, so in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it would affect the outcome of this championship too much, but definitely unfortunate for his weekend. And he's racing tomorrow in our tier 1. That's going to affect his thinking going to that race. You know, you get a DNF the day before on an incident that can largely be attributed to you, and you get nervous, you start doubting yourself, and it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to that.
Another yellow flag here. It's
very tight battle here for 7th, as we got 4 cars within about 2 seconds of each other.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. Following Monkeys.
Actually, as Vito dives into the pits, so it turns into a 3-way scrap. Let me try to convince Mushroom to
oh
get
my
in here
goodness,
and talk to us.
This is, if you can get him in here, it's going to be a very, very interesting interview. He's quite the energetic guy.
Absolutely.
I've come to learn. Stunek now trying to get past the Red Bull Monkeys, but he goes wide. Stunek's going to get down that inside, try and get a little bit. Fallen Monkey's going to squeeze him a little bit. He's got the inside line, though. But look at that, Stunek! Oh, and there goes Fallen Monkeys. He's out.
Oh.
And that's, you know, I don't think there should be a penalty given out for that. That was incredible racing by both of them. Stunek went around the outside of that long left-hander and maybe thought he was clear. He wasn't, and kind of like how we saw with Vettel and Verstappen at Japan a few years ago. The guy behind hitting the rear tires spun, and he's been now dropped down the order.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Sometimes those racing incidents happen, and there's nothing you can do about him. Really sucks for Fallen Monkeys, as he's got front wing damage. Looking at the age of his tires, I think he was due for a pit stop soon, so at least this lets him put on those soft tires and make it hopefully till the end of the race. 7 laps on softs, it is doable. It's definitely not ideal, but I think he can stretch it out. But that's tough for him. He's looking at a solid 7th place finish. Got some good points for the Red Bull team, but now he gets dropped all the way behind his teammate.
Got 8 laps to go, and Mr. Kuehl is just said
no chance
goodbye.
For anyone else.
Nope.
Absolutely no chance.
He has said goodbye. I'm leaving. I will see y'all next year. Nearly a 30-second lead. I'm interested to see what the fastest lap is.
Let me get that for you.
The fastest lap is a 1:35.
He's got about a second and a bit in terms of fastest lap over the second fastest lap. He's
incredible.
Incredibly quick.
Scar Logan, I think Scar Logan is for sure, along with Mr. Kuehl, is in consideration for driver of the day. Did not even participate in qualifying, started last, and is looking right outside the podium positions in 4th. Well done to Scar Logan for sure.
And it's not like he's far from those racing points either. And all it takes is for a good battle, which it looks like we're about to get, for Scar Logan to be right on their bumper and ready to overtake.
Speaking of right on their bumper, well, sorry, I was paying attention to something. This might have been what you're talking about. 2 racing points.
Yes, that's exactly it, yes.
Oh, wow. Brain decides not to work sometimes. But luckily, these 2 guys' brains are working really good. They are side by side. Still, who's going to give an inch? Luckily, they're teammates, so they're not going to beat. Oh, what a switchback move that was.
Are they going to stick it side by side through those high-speed corners? They are. Look at this racing.
Look at that.
My goodness.
See, now that's almost the carbon copy of what Fallen Monkeys and Stunek were doing. Just Stunek turned in too early while Fallen Monkeys was still there and Monkeys went around. But that was
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best moves I've seen so far this year. Oh, no, look at Scar
Great
Logan.
move.
Scar Logan wants a little
Oh,
bit in
there
on
you
this
go.
action, too, and there he goes.
Just like I was talking about, he's just waiting for his opportunity. They're going to be battling, lose some time, and Scar Logan just jumps right on that opportunity.
And now Scar Logan's going to get DRS as well. Could he possibly get past 2 racing points in 2 corners to get up into second place?
He's going to think about it.
Oh,
And he
wise.
backs out. Very smart. Very
wise.
smart. Oh, my goodness, as Romain gets on the grass there behind him.
We're going to jump right back to it. Scar Logan and Loic. We're going to ride on board with Logan again. He's going to get some more DRS. Much younger tires. 16-lap-old hards for Loic. Only 7 for Scar Logan. Sometimes when I might like to make this little cheeky move down the inside right here. Did not have the right line for it, so he's just going to have to wait for another opportunity.
And I think that opportunity is going to come sooner rather than later. Especially with tires that are that much younger than the guy in front of him. He's on a roll. He's in the zone right now. He's got a 16-place position change already. He's definitely looking to make that 17. And all he has to do, he just has to wait for the straightaway.
Oh, and someone's had an accident. It's the deck. He and Chris Can were battling for position. Switched to the deck, and he was stopped on the track. Got it fired back up. He's back and rolling.
Yeah, I did see a penalty for the deck pop up, so I assume he went off track and had to cut the corner a little bit to get back in. And Scar Logan and Loic are actually about to go on that back straight. This is going to be a very interesting battle.
Yep, Loic's going to go a little bit wide. He's going to keep it off the curb, maybe a little bit of a kiss there. Logan got a better exit, and Loic's going to defend the inside, squeeze him just a little bit. But I think that is second place done and dusted for Scar Logan. Oh, well, not if Loic has anything to say about it. They're going very slow, looking for a switch back here. Maybe can get it done. This is going to be very dicey going into the final corner. I think now Loic's going to get some DRS and maybe have another crack at it going into turn 1. This is quite the battle.
Look how close they are. Look how close they are.
On board going into turn 1 with Loic, and Scar Logan went in just a little bit too deep. They're still fighting at it. If he could stick it on the inside. Oh, he's tried to stay there. Oh, my goodness. He's not giving up. This is great. Wow. Logan is trying to prove a point here. And they are still side by side. And now Logan, he's going to get it done. But nope. Here comes Loic. Had a little bit of a look. Thought better of it. My goodness. Scar Logan.
If I was Loic there, I would have gone for that move.
Yeah.
And he thought a lot better of it. Probably for the best, too. He can wait till the back straight to get that one done.
But my goodness, Scar Logan, that was incredible. He was with, as he dived down the inside by Loic. That was not the best idea there. You're never going to get an overtake done through there.
No, thankfully, no damage or accidents otherwise, but this does let Romain catch up to both of them.
Again.
And coming into these final laps, this is going to be the battle to look at.
Yep.
Because for second place, 3 cars racing clean all race, it's going to be a crazy good fight, hopefully.
Got the lap car of Bigo getting out of the way. Blue flags being shown. And
now, stakes are much smaller, but we do have the deck and Chilmo battling quite hard for that last point. Battle for 10th going on right now. The deck is on much younger tires. He just pitted. Whereas Chilmo is 20-lap-old hards.
And I think it just proved it. Chilmo went very wide on that corner and just completely lost it. And now Deck's going to get DRS, I'm pretty sure. But Chilmo's going to get the slipstream, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Oh my goodness, he's gone very deep. Yeah, it was a good effort, but on 20-lap-old hard tires versus less than 1 lap old soft, you're not going to get it done.
No, absolutely. And even if the deck had a puncture there, I think he was getting past Mo, because there's no way those tires have any grip in them. As we actually have the Red Bull of Alex Jha sideways in Sector 2. but it looks like he was able to recover that one. Okay, he does have some front wing damage though.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if maybe that came from an incident or if he just made contact with the wall.
And now Scar Logan is under pressure again. Sorry to cut you off there, but Loic is right, or was right on the bumper. He's going to get DRS as well as Romain, his teammate. Lost a little bit of ground coming out of the final corner. Logan's trying to swerve around, trying to break the slipstream, and very impressively, looks like he's even gained a little bit on the back straight, even without DRS.
Yeah. Now, one thing, I'm not sure if you have the telemetry data open. One thing that's actually very interesting we have to keep an eye on. Scar Logan, he's got about half an ERS battery. He's on none right now. He's saving. He knows that those racing points are going to attack. But Loic, he's down to 16%. He's not been saving. He's been pushing this entire time.
Yep.
And that's bad for him because his teammate has a full battery behind him.
Yeah, I was about to
and,
say.
I mean, full. So
he's not using any. He's trying to save it for the last couple of laps. That's
no,
I don't
and
think
if
I've
I'm
ever seen
Romain
that.
at this point, I definitely put it on. You have 100% battery. There's absolutely no point in saving anymore because you can't save anymore. But then again, if he's following closely, he doesn't want to get too close because that's when you get caught up in an incident you can't avoid.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I've ever seen that before. A full battery going full out with
on lap
4
25.
laps. Yeah, seriously. As we have a new fastest lap. The deck, where's the deck? He's in 9th. So he's going to steal that point away.
And he's going to steal a point away from Vito if this keeps up.
Yep. And Scar Logan goes very, very wide. As now it looks like... Yeah, Scar Logan's starting to struggle a little bit. He's been over the all over the road just a little bit. And as I'm seeing on the telemetry, LAS F1 Loic is very, very low on fuel. You can see the fuel meter popping up for him. So that's going to be interesting. I'd beg to differ that he's on lean and overtake mode, in which he's on overtake. Got to save this fuel. Only 2 more laps to go to the line.
Yeah, if I'm the racing points right now, I'm thinking about points. I'm letting Romain go by. He's got a lot of fuel, judging by the lack of fuel gauge on his dash. And he's got way more battery, and he's obviously got a little bit more pace because he's been able to keep up with them on almost no battery usage. So if I'm the racing points, I pull a little bit of a team order here, and I tell Romain to go attack, and if it doesn't work, then you can switch him back on last straightaway.
As you were talking about that, speaking of the deck, he has just gotten past ISRL Vito for 8th place. He had just pitted for soft tires, so looking like a good move at the moment. And now
do have Monkeys getting close to catastrophic right now on that back straight.
He's gonna
almost makes contact there. Wow, that was close. Good reactions from Fallen Monkeys, realizing catastrophic was not moving off that racing line.
We're gonna hop back to the battle of the century going on. Right, they've kind of spread out just a little bit, probably trying to save some fuel in ERS, or at least hopefully for Loic's sake. The fuel meter is still on, so he's in the red, so he's gonna have to save some fuel before the end of
and he
this
doesn't
race.
have a lot of time to do it.
No.
So it goes very wide there. That's the end of his charge for sure.
Yep.
Romain needs to attack. He's at 100% battery. He's using none of it on the back straight. He's losing so much time. You should be on overtake mode right now, Romain, because you got about a lap and a bit to go, and it's impossible to use your full battery on a single lap because you're gonna raid out.
Yep.
And he could have had 2nd place had he decided to attack sooner.
I really hope I
he's
see
not
that
doing
energy switch to 4 right now, because I hate to think that he forgot about. Okay, no, he's on 2. Well, you got to do more than that, son.
Yeah, he has enough battery to run hot lap for the next 2 laps.
Yeah,
and he's not going to, and I'm not sure why. But that's only good news for Scar Logan because that unless he makes a mistake this in the next 2 laps, then that's 2nd place for him. The racing points are falling back.
We're actually going to switch over really quickly to Fallen Monkeys, having another look at Catastrophic for 11th.
Much closer, big move.
Yep, much easier done. Catastrophic's not going to give up, though. He's going to... Oh, my goodness. I think he wanted to do the switchback, but just got it completely wrong. And if I were Fallen Monkeys, I'd definitely say, hey, What was that, stewards? Look at this. I want my position
Yeah,
back.
that's and I was looking at that and I saw that, and that's definitely on Catastrophic. Fallen Monkeys was right up alongside. He was turning in, and Catastrophic just turned in way too early, and hit him. And Fallen Monkeys was nice. He gave that place back, probably thinking, just in case it was my fault, I better give it back because it's out of the points anyways. But that's definitely on Catastrophic right there.
Yeah, and well, we've got a huge battle going on for second. We've got collisions all over the place. Didn't even know we're now on the final lap, and
Yeah.
Mr. Kuehl has a 42-second lead.
Yeah,
I
and
don't.
actually, as you were mentioning that, interesting development here is that Romain got past his teammate, but he took a 5-second penalty doing so.
What was the penalty for? Did you?
It was corner cutting. He got a
Oh
5-second penalty
my
for corner cutting
goodness.
on that last hairpin. So he did get the spot, and now he's pushing. He's gonna attack Logan, but he's got a 5-second penalty, and I don't recall seeing Scar Logan's name come up
No.
on that penalty board.
So he's got to hope for Romain to get, or he's got to hope for a mistake to get that 5-second gap. I'm actually gonna hop back over, give some love to one of the most dominant wins. Well, let me stop. One of the most dominant performances I think I've ever seen. I mean, I haven't been covering online esports for very long, but I think a 42.5-second win over your teammate. Big props. Mr. Kuehl is the winner of the ISRL Esports Tier 2 Race 3 here in China. Now we're going to have to wait. Get your stopwatches out.
Excellent
Yeah.
race for him.
Now get your stopwatches out because we're going to be waiting for the podiums, or at least for third place, Scar Logan.
And I don't see. I went through that penalty list just now while you were talking about the winner, and I don't see any penalties for Scar Logan. I do see one for Romain, and I don't see any for Loic. So I think those penalties are going to decide the podium. Granted, Scar Logan doesn't make any mistakes on this final corner here.
Yep.
While you were talking about Cool having probably the most dominant win of that you've seen so far, I have to say Scar Logan just put in one of the best performances I've seen so far.
Please, thank you for reminding me. 19th to 2nd.
That's absolutely incredible.
Insane.
Great driving from Scar Logan. Absolutely great driving from Scar Logan.
Much respect gained after his incident in Canada. He's definitely opened some eyes and gained a lot of respect back for proving what he can do. 19th to 2nd. That is incredible. On a one stop, no less.
Yeah, and we get a 1-2 from Renault, barring a I think the Alfa Romeos took a 1-2 in Canada. Or no, they did not. Actually, the Alfa Romeos don't have 1-2. So this is the first ISRL 1-2 that we've seen, all tiers included.
Yep.
So great driving from the Renault boys today.
As Chilmo crosses the line, the last driver too, he finishes in 10th, gets that point, and that is going to conclude ISRL's Tier 2 Round 3 from China. Your winner is Mr. Kuehl, and there he is. Top step of the podium with his teammate Scar Logan right next to him. I could not have scripted it any better for Renault. I mean, a 19th to 2nd, a 40-second win, a 1-2.
Yeah. Absolutely
can't think of anything
crazy driving from both drivers. Just dominant performance. I do want to say Scar Logan was starting at the top of the grid. He would have finished a lot closer to his teammate with driving like that.
So that is going to wrap it up here. My name is ISRL Carter, joined by ISRL Night or Fly by Night. Be sure to tune in same time tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, for the Tier 1 race, which both me and Fly by Night will be participating in. Last thoughts for this race?
And honestly, this is a great Grand Prix. We had lots of great battles throughout the race. I cannot wait to dig into these battles and pick them out for our top 15 moments, which we did go down to top 10 moments for last week after we had some races with a little bit less action. But just judging by this race, I think we're gonna have to go back up to 15 for this Grand Prix.
Yep.
Great race from everyone involved. Absolutely amazing fights throughout. Clean driving. There was a couple mistakes here and there, but those happen every time.
Yep.
So last thoughts to this Grand Prix. Lots of surprises. Lots of unexpected results, but overall, absolutely fantastic race. So great job to all the drivers involved, and thank you for everyone who tuned in.
Yep. And this is one last time saying thank you. Subscribe to ISRL Esports. Turn on notifications so you don't miss another race. My name is Carter, joined by Fly By Night. We'll see y'all next time.
Have a good one, guys.